This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our partner, Audible.
Yes, it is. So we are partnered with Audible. That means that if you are looking just to check it out, you don't want to put your card in and just take the dive. You can get 30 days for free on us. If you go to audibletrial.com/JATG or click the link down below, you'll be taken there. You can sign up for 30 days for free and just test it out. Like there's a lot of stuff on there that you can get for free, a lot of Audible exclusives. But what I really like about Audible is that out of the hundreds and thousands of audiobooks that they have, if you decide to purchase something, that is yours forever. Like if you decide not to carry on your subscription or you want to take a break or whatever it is, you can always go back and listen to that book whenever you want through the app on the internet. Doesn't matter because it's yours. So once again, you can get that for 30 days for free on us if you go to audibletrial.com/JATG.
Boom, live, Johnny and the Greg. Good evening, Greg. How is your fall back? Do you get affected by that? Like the times fell back? No,
not really.
You ever get affected by the spring forward, the losing an hour?
That'll hit me. Yeah. The fall back, I'm okay with because I don't mind the dark. Like I'm not.
You're bad.
I'm not. Yeah, like I'm okay in darkness and
okay.
Like I can navigate my house, not necessarily with my eyes closed, but like if there's no lights on in the house, I can make it downstairs. I can go to the.
I see what you're saying. Yes, I'm very good in the morning. I didn't even think of it. Maybe it's just because I can navigate my house blind.
Yeah,
I think I could. Yeah, I think I could. In some areas, no, but in most areas where I travel daily, sometimes multiple times a day, yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Me and again, I don't think I could put a blindfold on and be okay, but just the low light of my house, because we got windows and there's still, even when there's no moon, there's still a little bit of light. I mean, I can
yes.
I can get around.
Yeah.
Like the ambient light of like the electronics and the light from the clock on the stove is enough for me to be like, no, I'm fine.
Do you know
so that kind of that switch over into more darkness, I'm okay with. The rest of my family is not. So
I'm not a fan of the fallback only because I wake up, it's dark. And when I come home, it's dark. And that's a bummer.
I'm more okay with it.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't happen to me. Yeah. I mean, when I was teaching and getting up super early and driving an hour in to start school at 7:30, then it was go to work in the dark, come home in the dark. That sucked. Yeah. Now that I work from this little corner of my house, and I can get up most of the year when the sun is not necessarily up, but there's enough light to make it seem like
it's just cracking. The dawn's coming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you know this is the last time we're ever going to have this? Ursula was telling me that they're not doing daylight savings time after. Like when we spring forward, that's it.
I would be shocked if that actually happens.
Me too. I didn't believe it. I was like, you know what? I didn't hear about any of this. I thought this would have more of a news than
the last time. Me. Yeah, I mean, it was a news topic. Like I think it's probably back in the spring. It was a news topic that why are we still doing this to ourselves?
Where are we? Do you know?
Because it was an agrarian society at one point where most of the farmers, I mean, it was a shift in the daylight hours
because fall was shorter days.
Yeah, and they needed the more light, and so it just like business worked better that way.
Okay.
Now I believe that when you look at it, like if you take it away, the extreme ends, because I mean we're in the upper Midwest.
Yes.
The extremes, I think, like it's not going to get light until like 9 at some point of the year. Like
Oh,
it was something like
okay,
I'd have
okay.
to go back and look it up, but those extremes where it's like it, in the middle of summer, the sun doesn't set until 10:30.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, that doesn't make sense. It was something along those lines where the extremes were just so, I'm like, that makes sense to me when you think of it like that. Of like,
Okay.
that's why we have it.
Imagine trying to get a kid in bed when it's 7:30 and they're
Exactly.
like, it's light out. Why are we? Yeah.
And I've done that. I mean, when you're in the middle of summer and you have children, like elementary age children, it's kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I don't want to go to bed. It's the sun is still, God's light is still on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, he's about to turn it off because guess what? It's 9:30 and you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
Now that is one of those things. Ooh.
What?
You okay?
Yeah. So you're frozen on my end. I don't know if I'm frozen on yours.
No, you're not frozen on mine at all. But
no, you're good now. You're good.
I'm good now, but I was like, oh,
and now you're not.
What's
you're not.
happening?
But it's okay. Just the videos, but I can still hear you loud and clear. So
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the what was it? We were out to dinner years ago, and we were in a place called Wisconsin Dells, which, if for those of you who don't know what that is, that's like a very touristy kind of place in Wisconsin in the summer. And we were there for, I think, at our anniversary. We're at a restaurant, and there was a kid there. Wisconsin Dells needs a ton of labor in the summer, so very often they go outside of the country to get labor, and have them come live in Wisconsin for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so the kid that was our waiter was from Jamaica.
Okay.
And we're like, well, that's cool. How do you like it here? And he was like, it's good, but it stays light here so late.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, the sun doesn't go down. And then at the time, he's like, the sun doesn't go down until like 8:30.
Oh,
like that is so weird. I'm like, I suppose when you live close to the equator, which is where he lived, like it's pretty even all year round. Like,
yeah, it would be. Yeah, you're right.
Even from sun up to sundown, no matter what the season is.
Right.
And he's like, it just was messing with his head.
Okay.
He's like, how do you guys
I can see that. It's like that was like if you were to go up into Alaska for like that month where it's never dark.
Yep.
Or it's dark for an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or the vice or the reverse, where it's dark for a month or something like that. Yep. Yeah. That would be that would suck. That would mess with me. That would mess with me. But this whole hour switching back and forth, it doesn't mess with me. It doesn't mess with me that much. I would say winter messes with me more than the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah.
Wow. My camera just doesn't really want to.
No, it doesn't
work out tonight.
You don't want to work out. All right, man.
That's okay.
Take a breath.
Oh, I'm in fucking mourning right now. Are you kidding me?
And go.
There's a reason I'm wearing black today,
which looks good. You look good in it. They got the nice V-neck. Looks good.
I never thought I'd look good in a V-neck, but turns out I kind of do.
Hey,
the one part of my body I've actually been always. You can't see where I'm pointing right now, but like my traps, the shoulders and the whatnot there.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle is listening to us. How you doing, Michelle?
Hi, Michelle.
My D&D group. Anyway, so yeah, today was what I believe is the death of no, I'm sorry, not from our D&D group, different Michelle. The death of the Packers season. I believe the Packers are done, like, for the season. Like, there's no hope. I'm drinking tonight out of not out of victory, which is what I used to do quite regular on the show. But I haven't had a drink on the show for 5 weeks now because they don't fucking win. It's depressing now. And I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant here, but
no rant away.
I went off on some poor soul that posted something on a local news channel where they reported on the Packers. There's going to be a very famous clip of Rodgers just freaking out after I think it was either a missed pass or an interception. I'm not sure, where he's just literally like so frustrated, and you just see him like on the side or on the middle of the field, clenching his fist, jumping up and down, just going like,
screaming. Yeah, I saw
just
that.
screaming. And so that was, they're like, what do you guys think of the season? I'm like, one, the season's dead. Somebody wrote in there, now you know what it's like to be a Bears fan. And you've said that to me before. And today it just hit me. I'm like, really? Really? When was the last time the Bears had a 4-time MVP literally fucking just implode for a season?
Do you think it's him?
I do.
I do. Okay.
For a lot of different
because you
reasons.
watch the games, that's why I'm asking.
Yes, for a lot of like today, he couldn't do it. Like one pass he threw literally went off the helmet of a defender. They're like, oh, it was tipped. I'm like, no, it wasn't tipped. He threw it at the dude's helmet.
Okay.
And just the interceptions that, oh God. Yeah. I mean, he threw, was it 3 or 4 interceptions? I mean, we went entire seasons where he didn't throw like 3 interceptions for a season.
Yeah.
And here we have 3 in one game against the Lions. And just really, like, I blame him. There's a lot of times where he's hitting receivers in the hands and they're not bringing in the ball.
Right.
I still put that on him because he didn't work with this very green receiving core at the bit, like when he could have. They gave him opportunity at the beginning of the season. You should come in. And I know I'm kind of parroting. What's the guy that you sent me?
Colin Cowherd.
Cowherd. I really agree with him.
And I like. Oh, hang on before you keep going. Yeah. I 100. I won't send you what everybody says because there's some guys that just say stuff so that people view them. Mm-hmm. He always has very well thought out reasons.
I like his reasons. Yes. And they make sense. I mean,
yes.
This is just showcasing what a lack of leadership that Rodgers has had his entire career. Really, like you surrounded him with the best receivers in the league, and he shined. Put him with mediocre receivers that he refused to work with, and it looks bad. And this is where he sucked up all the cap money, so we couldn't even do anything in the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like he called a play, and I think it was an audible at the line where he called a play where he tried to throw it to Bakhtiari, who is technically an eligible receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's coming off of like 3 years of knee surgeries. He doesn't even play full games.
No, you're right.
And you're counting on him to be able to, turn on a dime and make a catch for a touchdown or a 2-point conversion. It was
Bakhtiari?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, they sent him downfield as an eligible receiver, which,
okay.
Legal move. But why are you banking on that guy?
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't make a lot
he's
of
done.
sense.
He's retiring at the end of the year because he could definitely not cut being an old lineman anymore.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know
it was just, and I don't think it's totally LaFleur's fault.
Mm-hmm.
I think he looked great for the past couple of years because everything was firing on all cylinders, and now he looks bad.
Yep.
Now this is really his test of a head coach of like, can you pull a team out of it?
Yeah, galvanize the team.
Exactly.
Can you be the leader of men and bring everybody out of it, even though you got a prima donna quarterback?
Yeah. It just, it's so painful.
Right.
And so, the whole, now you know what it's like to be a Bears fan. And I'm like, no, we don't. Like the Bears haven't been in this situation. Now, I don't remember back to like 80.
No.
86.
We never had
this
a
kind of
four-time
implosion.
MVP. No.
Yeah. I mean, and 86, the year after you guys won the Super Bowl, was there a massive meltdown after that? Or was it more of a slide?
I would say it was a slide, and it was disappointing because we could have won 3 in a row, but I can't remember. God, that was so long ago. I just remember we lost to the Redskins the next year when we shouldn't have, but we did.
Right.
So
Cousin Clay just commented a lot of guys are getting carted off the field. That's right. We lost one of our top receivers after the first play of the game. Dodds went down with a rolled ankle. And then it was just kind of like dominoes after that. Like guys were dropping. But even in years where that has happened, they had built up enough veteran players around Rodgers that it didn't matter, or it didn't have as big as an impact.
Well, a couple of things. It seems to me this is what really is happening. And again, I don't watch the game, so nobody like comment on here that, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm talking about, I see highlights. And then I see and I listen to people of what they're saying, and I try to figure out what's truth and what's not. Mm-hmm. I think it's like a perfect storm where Rodgers isn't the guy to elevate people anymore. He needs
Mm-mm.
them as much as they need him. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm guessing. Your defense, it put up it only allowed what, 15 points? Like, shouldn't you win those games? So everybody's
You
yelling about the defense for a while, but the defense kind of did their job, right?
to a point. Yeah. I mean, they still made the Lions look pretty good in certain times. And we did
Okay.
lose, like we lost our number one pass rusher mid-game.
Okay. Rashard
So
Gary?
yeah, he
Okay.
went down.
Okay.
And it's all like what seemed to be not serious injuries, like something happened and he got a little limp and it was like a rolled ankle or something like a sprained wrist.
Yeah.
And you're going, okay, you guys will be back hopefully next
Do
week.
you think that has a lot to do with they don't want to go back into the game because of the quarterback?
The thought entered my mind. Like,
okay. Like, what I mean is, like, is the club quitting on the guy that never takes. Now, this is what I hear. And I've listened to some interviews. I never hear him talk about how he's fucked up at all. And look, please let me know if I'm wrong on this. I don't think I am. I've never heard him take the blame. I've heard him say, we don't do this right. Guys aren't doing this the right way. We need to cut reps here. And I'm regurgitating pretty much what he's been talking about this year. But in the past, it's never been about, you know what? I just didn't see that guy. I just didn't see him.
I've heard him a couple times, not this year. This year. And not consistently say, like, I'm the problem. There was at one point, I think it's a couple seasons ago, where he's like, I just need to perform better.
Okay.
And it may have been
that's fine. That's fine. As long as you take it on the chin, because that's your job. In my opinion, that's your job as a quarterback, whether it's truthful or not. If you're going to get the credit for the win,
right,
you better take the credit for the losing. Like, to me, it works both ways. That's all. But
yeah, I haven't heard it this season, which would be pretty crucial at this point to say, I need to work better.
I'd be interested to see who's in his corner. Like, is he trying to divide the locker room, or is it just Aaron and everybody else is like giving him like side eye looks?
There was, after an interception that he threw today, there was an interaction because they followed, the camera followed him to the sideline.
Yeah.
Where you could tell, like, he and LaFleur weren't happy.
Right.
Like LaFleur maybe had said something and he was on the phone. You'll see a clip of this on YouTube or something tomorrow too. You probably catch it now.
Okay.
Of him, like, he's on the phone with somebody up in one of the booths,
and
he goes to hang up the phone and he just smashes it smashes the receiver into the base because he's pissed.
There's got to be a technical guy going, God damn it.
Yeah.
Like that's the third phone we've broken this year,
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let me be honest about this, because you are one of my dear friends and you are not the worst person to sit down and have a Bear Packer rivalry with.
Right.
So I feel bad for you, but then there is that Bear fan in me that is like, ha ha. And not haha towards you, honest to God, not haha towards you, or towards any Packer fan that is what I call a reasonable Packer fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's one thing I've always thought about the NFL: it's circular. Now, whether that circle is in decades or it's in like 5 years, it's gonna come back. You're gonna have bad. You're gonna have bad seasons. You just are, and so that part of me is going like, well, Greg, this is how far the Bear Packer expectations are for each team. You're pissed because you're a better team than this, and it's like you can't pull your shit together. Over on the Bears side, we're happy we've scored 32 or 33, 29, and 32 points consecutively.
Yeah.
We believe we found our quarterback, and we're actually very happy with how things are going. Like, I walked away today a little pissed because I felt like we got gypped, but And I'm one of those people that when people text me that that's a bad call, I always say, like, look, we have plenty more opportunities to win a football game than just one penalty. So I don't like to like go, oh, we got ripped, but dude, this time we got hosed. We did. I can't deny
you know what?
We got hosed.
You did.
And there's nothing, which must be such a bullshit thing for a team to receive. I hear that if the referees make a bad call and the NFL reviews it and goes, yeah, they fucked that up, they write a letter saying, hey, apologize for that. Good, better luck next year. I mean, next game.
Yeah.
Do you know how much that would infuriate me?
Oh, yeah.
That like you sent me a note. That's like saying, hey man, we were supposed to operate on your right arm, but we did the left. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
and
you have you can't do anything about it. Like you can't.
I feel like there should be a documentary out there or something like that, but I don't know if the NFL would ever allow this kind of glimpse into like the referees. Yeah. Like, do they get fined if they make a bad call?
No, they get graded. There's
some kind of
and
reprimand?
if they get graded bad enough, they only referee, I believe, the bad games. And they're having a season like every NFL team. If they make constantly good grades, then they get the playoffs. And then when you're in the playoffs, you get a higher pay grade.
You get paid more. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're on a grading curve, and
it's teams, right? Like there are referee teams.
Like I believe so. Yes.
Because all these guys that work together.
Yes. Yeah. It makes sense to do it like that.
And there was even a call today at the Packer game where it was, is it a touchdown call or is it not? And one ref on the line, he's like, absolutely not. No, incomplete pass. That's it. The other guy then came in and like, yes, it was. Like that was totally a touchdown.
Well, you know what though? That's always a smart thing to do. If you don't know, always call touchdown because you can review it.
Yeah.
Every score is reviewed. So, but if you call it not a touchdown, they won't review it unless somebody throws a challenge. I think
I was a little surprised about how deep the New York reviews go, where they send it back to the NFL office. There was a guy who took a hit today, from Detroit. Took a hit, a collision.
Yes,
and before the next play started, they're like, nope, send him back and do concussion protocol. Like it was like, I think it was the Packers ball. They were ready to snap the ball.
Yeah.
And then they blow it dead and everybody's looking at each other like, why? What's going on? And they pulled it. New York reviewed the play and said, pull him out, send him to concussion protocol right now. He was back in the game by the second half, but
yeah. The one thing I would like refs to do is you should be allowed to be interviewed or grilled by the media after you fuck up.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be interesting.
You should be allowed to stand. That should be part of your job where you stand on the podium and go. And that way you can just sit there and I don't know. I'd be fine with, hey, I fucked that up. I really did. I thought it was at live, live, but I think they should do that. I think they should have the stand up there. And
it seems like now, and Clay just made this comment too, like every call should be reviewed. Like every call, none of this within 2 minutes. It can't be.
It sucks. I mean, yes and no. I mean, the problem is pass interference now is becoming like a foul, like a foul in basketball. Like how is that a foul? Oh, but that's not a foul, or it's like whatever they decide. And
I think roughing the passer is the same way.
Oh, roughing the passer is ridiculous.
But someone got tapped on the head today.
Yeah.
And they said roughing the passer.
Yes. I don't know how they're going to deal with I think they're just going to keep going on with that. But pass interference has become they need to go back to the days of they need to do you know what they do in college if you do pass interference?
No. What?
It's not at the spot of the foul. It's 15 yards first down. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm totally good with that. But you are changing games and you are changing momentum on a call that a ref thinks because of an angle.
The Packers have won many games on a pass interference.
A lot of good teams do. Teams do.
They rocking it down the field.
Yeah.
And then they get that pass interference call. And now they just had
it happened
80-yard play.
Happened, I would say, a grand total of 5 times today in the game I was watching. Only one time it benefited the Bears. So 4 times, and I think 2 of them were on the goal line. And one of them I think 2 of them on the Dolphins was very tic-tacky. But if you're going to call that, and Greg's back. If you're going to call that.
But did it come back on?
Yeah. I think you switched cameras.
I changed my camera. Yeah.
So if you're going to call the tic-tacky stuff, call that the entire way through. Don't just stop. And because now it's the 4th quarter, you want them to fight for it. Like, call it the whole time, or don't call it all. But either way, make a decision. If you're going to let them play and rough each other up, don't call it. But don't at the end of the day, when you've been allowing them to play a certain way the entire time, and now you flag it, or vice versa. They got to figure that out, because that is getting horrendous. And Clay, you can't review every play. It slowed down the game so much to where it could become a 4-hour event instead of a 2-hour event.
Maybe. I think the technology is getting pretty dang good.
Eventually they're gonna have AI do it.
Exactly. I wouldn't
Eventually
be surprised.
AI is gonna go. No,
like the cameras are getting better. Like, yes. I've seen so many calls where it's like, we're gonna review the play from the camera angles from the TV guys. You're like, and it was like on a touch. Like, did he touch the ball? Did he not touch the ball? Is he inbounds? Is he out of bounds? They're going to be eventually sewing sensors into uniforms.
Yep.
And then putting sensors into the fields.
Yep.
Where your out of bounds call will be like, check the sensors. Okay, he was.
Or not only that, they're going to have it to probably where it's like, okay, he hit him on the head, but it didn't. Like, the refs are going to get like something on their wrist where a red dot will appear, like going, oh, okay, that was bad enough to where that deserves a.
What's the level of impact? I mean, that's all of that technology exists. I mean, it's to include it all right now, I think would be cost prohibitive.
No, I don't think that. When you're making $1 billion and teams are selling for $1 billion and you're just your TV rights, but yes, I know what you're saying.
It would
people that are making billions don't want to lose billions, so they're not going to, not yet.
So but
it's coming.
Interesting. Yeah, I think definitely it's coming.
I think the game that Gwen will watch when she is our age will be vastly different, but that's how it works. That's now, like, transitioning really quick to how basketball is now versus how it was when I grew up with it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it much more back when I was a kid, but I don't know if that's romanticizing. I prefer more of a low post, hard defense. You're going into to dunk, or you're going into laid up, you're going to get freaking hammered.
Yep.
I appreciated that. The 3 ball is cool, but after a while, it's like, oh God, everybody just shoots threes and they lay it up or they dunk it. They don't do anything else.
Well, I will say that currently the Bucks are undefeated. So that's
good. 9-0.
I think so. Yeah.
Because that's good. I like the Bucks. I have no issue with them. They're not like like Bucks Bulls. That's not like a Bear Packer thing.
No, there's really no. I mean, there are.
I would say
other rivalries that can approach the Packer Bear, but Packer Bears,
North Carolina would be a
really
North Carolina. I would say could approach the Packer Bears basketball. Michigan, Ohio State. And I'm just talking Midwest, but I do know that when the Bulls were in their heyday, it was the Pacers, the Pistons, the New York Knicks, the Miami Heat. Those were rivals.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, have you been watching the peripheral?
Yes.
I think it's good. I think it's really good.
It's good. Maybe I'm missing things because we watch it late at night. I'm finding it a little tough to follow, but
I agree with you. There are 2 instances that we watched today where I went, wait, did he kill the guys? And she's like, yeah, I guess that. But I'm talking about the first episode where that a little bit of spoilers here, people, where that army comes to the house, and then that dude in the, I guess you could call it a motorcycle / wheelchair.
Right. Yeah.
He just showed up with bright lights, and all of a sudden and I was like, oh, did he kill them? Was he the one that killed? Because I didn't see that.
Right.
Yeah.
it gets there. I mean, we're caught up, so we're
Okay.
4 episodes.
Oh, then maybe
I
you
think.
can help me out with one other thing. Was the
Maybe.
mom faking blindness?
No.
She is blind.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. From where I'm at episode 2. So where I'm at, she's blind. Because there was a moment where it's like, did she just forget she's acting blind, or is she still blind? Was she faking blind?
As far as the story goes, yes. I don't believe the actress is, but
okay. Yeah, I don't think she is either. But
anyway. So there's, I don't. It gets more out there than I even thought it was going to get.
Okay.
So
is it starting to turn you off?
Maybe a little. Like I'm not as interested as I was in the first one.
That worries me. Yeah.
But that was good. We finished The Patient, so that was fantastic.
Oh, is that good?
Very.
We're still watching that. See, the problem is, again, we have to only watch these things at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't watch them any other time.
We're a little like we still don't watch. Like there still are shows that we don't watch with the kids.
Yeah.
But like the kids just finished The Watcher today.
That's based off of a real event.
Yep, and the kids were into it. I mean, and Chris and I had finished it like a week ago.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, go ahead, you can watch it.
Yeah.
What else have we watched? We just started. Oh, we just started another show, and
Gwen happened to see something on Netflix, because you know how you scroll, there's all these, I call them posters, but it's like showing what each movie is, and she stopped me and she goes, Dad, oh my gosh, look, Dad. And I was like, what's going on? And I scrolled past the Dragon Prince.
Yes.
New season came out. I didn't know. It's called The Mystery of.
I didn't know that either. I tried to get into it.
Alaros. Well, she loves it.
Yeah. I missed the boat on that one. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
But I was like, I tried to take like an afternoon and binge some episodes and I lost it.
Just can't do it. And anyway, the new episode, but she knew it. Bingo. She zeroed in. She was like, Dad, oh my God, new episodes, Dad. You said they weren't going to make them for a while. I'm like, I didn't know when they started, did. But so she's excited about that. So we'll start watching that tomorrow.
We started Blockbuster on Netflix.
Is that how Blockbuster failed, or
no? This is not even. It is a sitcom based around the last Blockbuster, which I believe is in Oregon, but they moved this one to Michigan. And it's just like, you're the last one. And here's Randall, what's his name from the MCU, the FBI agent from Ant-Man.
Yes, he's trying to hold it together.
He's the store manager, and like he's worked there since he was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
And now he owns the store, and it's him just trying to keep a video store relevant while throwing in kind of a sitcom romance kind of piece. It's not good. Like it is.
Oh,
like the dialogue is, it's not good.
Okay.
We watched one episode of Inside Man on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
With David Tennant and Stanley Tucci,
and
having really no idea what it is. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna get into this one. Like it is.
What's about?
It's when good men do bad things is what it comes down to.
Do you know how addictive and interesting those shows are if they're written well?
Yeah.
That was the biggest hook on Breaking Bad.
David, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, I don't know if it's going to be Breaking Bad-ish, but Stanley Tucci plays a former professor of law, and he's on death row. Okay. And people come to him for legal advice, which the warden for some reason allows. And he's not allowed a pen and pad because death row inmates don't get pens, I guess. So he brings with him another death row inmate who has a photographic memory. So there's some play there, which is interesting. And it opens up with a great scene of like this, and then transfer over, and that's in like Britain. I'm sorry, that's in America. Transfer over to Britain, where the show opens up with they're on the subway, and some douche nozzle of a guy is hitting on a woman by just standing with his crotch like super close to her face.
Oh God.
Kind of doing the whole
and
kind of like the what are you gonna do about it kind of thing.
Right.
And
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what. And one woman's like, "Did you take a picture of me?" He's like, and so he like takes her phone.
Yeah.
And then another woman he sees, he's like, oh, come on. He just destroyed one woman's phone. He's like, you too. She's like, oh, I'm not taking a picture. I'm streaming this live on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
Like maybe the police will show up even before we get to the station.
All
so
right.
then this guy is having like a
panic.
an oh shit moment. And that's where that opens. Fast forward through the episode and we see David Tennant, who plays a vicar, which is kind of like a pastor, more or less.
Okay.
So he can get married, he can have children, but he wears the white collar.
Yes.
And I don't want to give too much away, but he ends up in a situation where he panics and does one bad thing that
and now tries to cover it up,
cascades,
creates another one. Yeah,
into another bad thing, into another bad thing, into another bad thing.
Next thing you know, you're a bad man.
I'm waiting for this to come together, and you're like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
So really well acted.
Especially if it's written well to where you start sympathizing with, well, I get why he's doing that.
Yeah.
And if he can just get past this, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, nope. Something else happened.
Oh, he's past fine. I mean, but at the same time, you can relate because you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
If that were me,
it could happen that. Panic. Yeah. Which there are sometimes I seriously like, I think in Illinois, I don't know if it is in Wisconsin, but if you hit a road worker, you are automatically 5 years in jail. Like no,
I don't know if it's automatic
about it.
The fine is ginormous. I know that.
And I'm thinking sometimes like, Jesus, like I could easily do that by being distracted, or that one moment in your car where you go like this to change the channel, or you go down, or you drop your coffee and you try to, and next thing you know, boom. And
it's the same concept of like a hit and run where you accidentally clip a biker or a pedestrian or whatever, or even just backing your car into another car.
Right.
You have that immediate, like, I can leave and no one would know.
Yep.
Like, I think every person has that immediate, I could take off. And then your conscience catches up with you and you go, no. But yeah, I think, and that's kind of what this show is capitalizing on. Okay. And so far, like one episode in, we were going to watch more last night, but I'm like, it's getting late. Yeah. Even though we have an extra hour, it's getting late.
Yeah.
So that's why we stopped. But we're probably going to watch more tonight.
Yeah. Are you going to go see Wakanda Forever?
Oh yeah, I'm hosting a screening. You were invited.
Right. I know.
Wakanda
Forever.
Okay. So we'll be seeing that. But then after that, that's kind of like the last
for a while
movie I'm excited about until next year.
There is no winter movies coming out, right?
I know a good amount of people are interested about Avatar 2. And I'm just not as excited as some other people.
Neither am I.
Will it be shot extremely well? Will the technology be cool? Yes.
Yep.
I'm not confident in the writing at all. Like,
well, I don't know. I don't know. To me, it was like and a lot of people have said this. It was Dancing with Wolves with aliens.
Yep.
That's all. That's all he did. He didn't create something new.
And I don't know if he did it. I don't think that was purpose. Like he didn't write that on purpose like that. It just happened to be a story that we've been told before. And even when Dances with Wolves did it, it was a story we've been told before.
Right.
And in a way that you could draw those really direct comparisons.
Right.
Am I gonna see it? Probably. Like I have raised sci-fi nerds to the point where any big sci-fi movie that comes out into the theater, they're gonna be like, why have we not watched this?
Right. Yeah.
So we will go to the hometown theater and check that out. And I'll let you know. I mean, because I don't think you're gonna see it in the theater.
No. I'm not rushing towards it.
I did if for those that follow our Letterboxd page, I did see a couple other things this week. And I could do a quick review on that because we didn't have much of a plan for today's show.
No, hang on. One thing before you go into that.
Go ahead.
Are you interested, or are you going to watch? Okay. I think we're both going to watch. The question is, I don't know how long I'm going to watch it. Is the Christmas Story sequel?
I'll watch it. But you know what? If it's crappy, we'll turn it off.
Right. Like I was watching the trailer and I was like, oh no, why would you? No, this doesn't look good at all.
Well, and what's interesting, there is a sequel already.
Oh, there is?
Like there is. It's not even called a Christmas Story. It's something else, but it's all different actors. I think maybe Darren McGavin was still in it. Okay. We had Ken here. Ken would know this.
Yeah.
Darren McGavin, I think, replies his role as the dad, but the kid who played Ralphie, not in it. They got a different kid. But this is Ralphie, who looks like a granddad. Like, are they trying to make him?
I think he's a middle-aged man. I think he's a middle-aged man. What weirds me out is it seems like he's back in his old house, and everything's exactly the same, and that doesn't make sense to me.
The original was set, I believe, in the 50s.
Yes, or maybe no. I think it was like a 30 or late 40s. I think.
All right.
I'll Google it.
Yeah. If anything, it's going to be like 20 years after the original. So if it was the 50s, now we're in the 70s, maybe, but it doesn't quite look like it was the time period.
It's 1940.
Oh, it was 1940.
December of 1940. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, December of 1940. That's what it was.
Because they didn't even that's right. Because they didn't have a TV. He was still listening to Little Orphan Annie on the radio.
Yeah, Little Orphan Annie.
So that makes sense.
By the way, that is a classic movie. That's an awesome movie. But
absolutely.
The sequel just makes me think, like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, wait. What are you talking about? That sequel to Annie?
No, I'm sorry. The sequel to The Christmas Story. When I watched it, I was very disappointed about it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, we'll turn it on. It might be just me watching it. Like, I was the only one that gave the Munsters a shot.
Oh, God bless you, sir.
Yeah. Over the weekend, we also watched Barbarian. It's a modern horror film.
Oh my God. Why would you?
Oh, why not? It was a good movie.
I heard it's fantastic, but it's like, oh my God, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah. Well, my oldest daughter was like, Dad, can we watch Barbarian this weekend? And I went, yes. So like she and I watched like, I'd say 45 minutes of it. And then my wife came in and she's like, what are we watching? We told her, she's like, I don't want to watch this. I'm like, we're watching this.
Yeah.
And then my son came down and he was into it. And then my youngest came down. And I was like, is this going to be okay? But honestly, it's not a gory movie, but it's got some suspense to it and just some, what the fuck kind of situations.
You seem like you really enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was a good movie.
I know 100% what it's about, and that
I've got a review on it. I gave it 5 stars. 5 out of 5. That sounds
disturbing as all get out, and I hate those movies.
The disturbing parts, because I think I know what you're getting at. I don't want to ruin it for everybody, but the super disturbing pieces, like you almost have to piece together on your own. They do eventually tell you, flat out for the people that can't follow along, but no, we enjoyed it. It was like we enjoyed it.
Are you a horror? Are you like a scary movie guy?
A little bit. Like I like suspense.
Okay.
I'm not a gore guy. So like Hellraiser, not for me, because that got super Candyman, not for me.
Not for me either.
But anything that can build suspense, like the Jordan Peele movies, love them.
Okay.
Like, they're good. And they creep you out, man. I'm looking forward to watching Cabinet of Curiosities, which is also on Netflix from Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
I hear that's a very Cthulhu-y kind of thing. Looking forward to that.
Very cool.
Barbarians was good. It starts off, and we went in totally cold. Like we were told, don't read anything about it. Don't even watch the preview. So we didn't. And so when the movie starts, we're like, oh, this is that's not what it is. What is it? Oh, what's happening?
Oh.
And it was fun. It was fun to do.
Okay.
That.
All right.
We also watched See How They Run, which is a whodunit, also on HBO Max. Good, not like out of the park whodunit kind of good.
Yeah.
And what I don't understand, and it's a parody almost of itself in terms of like a 1950s, late 1940s, early 1950s whodunit set in London, having to do with more the transfer of a play that's being made into a movie. Like that's kind of the setup.
Okay.
The two main characters, I can never say her name right. Saoirse Ronan, I think is how you say her name, did an excellent job. Like if you saw her, you'd be like, oh, it's her.
Okay.
And then Sam Rockwell plays the lead inspector. And he's like the only, well, not the only American in the film. He's one of, I think, two Americans in the film. But it was weird to have this like mostly British cast in the main roles. The one guy playing the other American is playing an American. So you go, that's cool. I don't know why they didn't cast another Brit to be the British inspector like that. Sam Rockwell's a great actor. I'm not complaining about his performance at all. He's fantastic, but it just seemed a little odd that in today's world, why would you not get an actual, like you could put David Tennant, you could put Michael Sheen in there and it wouldn't work out exactly the same. It was just weird. It kind of threw me for a little bit. So,
Okay.
Sorry.
So something happened to me Thursday. My wife, like we have little shows that are designated family shows.
Sure.
But they really suck. Like
PJ
we
Masks,
watch like America's Got Talent. And sometimes that's fun, but most of the time you're looking at your phone more than you're looking at.
Yeah.
So, but there was this golden buzzer that happened. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the format of the show, but it's a talent show. And if you've blown away the judges, they are allowed to, they only get one each, a golden buzzer where they get automatically sent to the finals. Like you are so good, you don't need to go through the cutoffs and all that stuff. The All right. So what happened was, and the way that the cameras did this and the way that the story was provided to us, they found this girl in the crowd who gets up on stage and she sings and she belts out and it's beautiful. It's amazing. And she's like 12 and they golden buzzer her. Okay. I remember that moment. I didn't remember the girl. And then we were watching the finals the other day. And you know who the freaking little girl is?
No.
She is now the star of Let the Right One In. She's the vampire.
Oh.
I'm looking at this. I'm going, wait a freaking minute.
Okay.
I'm like, and Ursula's like, what's wrong? I go, that's the little vampire girl.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's not. She goes, Johnny, I know you think it is because they look alike. I'm like, look alike. That's her. Because like,
and then you looked it up and
I Googled the shit out of this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's totally her. Totally. It's totally her. So my next thought was, okay, this was live in the summer. We're catching up at the end of August here. She definitely during that time was filming the show that we're watching now.
Yep.
So this girl isn't some rando that
never is.
Oh, you don't think so?
No. I mean, the people there are like what you see on TV. That's not like, well, like when they go out on the stage.
Are you telling me that TV doesn't tell the truth? Greg, it's a reality show. That's for real.
It is. No.
But no, okay.
Like every show is like they have an audition process before you get to go out to like the first audition.
Yes.
And that's what it was. And so here you have what sounds like a very multi-talented 12-year-old that was sending out her resume to every little thing. And they said, well, she's auditioning for this this show.
Okay.
Called Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
And then she's also auditioning for America's Got Talent.
But I feel they planted her. I don't feel she was
Okay.
That's what bothered me so much is I was like, they moved this girl up for this show, and her name is Maddie. Type in Maddie AGT 2022 and she'll pop right up. But I thought the way she's acting like I'm just this simple person at home, and I don't like.
Right.
I never thought this would happen to me.
They're
Bitch,
trying to tell
you were just in 9 episodes of this show. What are you talking about? You've also
they're
done
trying
other
to tell you. Well,
Yeah.
that's what reality TV is. They're gonna
right
try to tell you a story. And I've known this for years and years. There was our mutual friend Eric.
Yes.
Years ago, he and I were teaching at the same school, and there was like
you and Darren Hafford?
No, Eric.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
you were talking about reality. I just thought you said Derek.
A reality show came in, and they wanted to do, and I even think it was like a local reality show, like a Wisconsin-based reality show or something.
Okay.
And it came in, and they were going to do something in multiple classrooms in the building. And I remember they went into Eric's classroom, and they're like, okay, can you, they come in and they film some stuff that they went, okay, that's great. Can you teach like whatever the concept was, which was not what he was teaching that day? And I don't even think it was a content like in that class. He's like, we don't cover that in here. Like, this isn't that class.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, but can you still like write on the board and act like you're teaching that thing? And then kids make sure that you're acting like you're taking notes and paying attention to that thing, because it was like more advanced or something, and they just wanted that shot.
Yeah.
Go. And I'm like, so no, I've never believed reality TV is
no. Okay. Speaking with Darren Hafford, he told us on this podcast that 90% of all reality shows is scripted.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know why. I guess because sometimes I have a very gullible mind, because maybe I want to believe more than anything. I just almost assumed that AGT was different because it was just a bunch of talent shows.
It's still, and I thought
there's no like progression here other than just show us your talent.
I'm sorry, what's this girl's? Oh, Maddie.
Yeah.
So Madison Taylor Baez.
Yeah. So when I saw this girl, I was like, oh, she's just and so like the entire time they would show her in backstage acting, and I'm like, wait, I can't believe it. I thought, no, you're not this little girl. You're a freaking actress.
Well, yeah, and she's got,
I don't know.
She's got credits going back to
2019. I looked it all up. Yeah.
She was in a short called The Tooth Rocket. Then she was on the Selena, the series.
Yes.
Where she played young Selena.
Correct.
The main character.
So she can
the
sing.
Young version.
She can sing.
Right.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, even her TV credits, Kids Say the Darndest Things, All Access, where she was a singer, Game of Talents.
You look up her golden buzzer opportunity on YouTube, and I mean, and they made it sound like
that she was fresh off the street.
She was just a fan. Yeah, come on up here. I heard you can sing.
Yeah.
Boom, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Fuck, I fell for it. I always root for, and Ursula and I are really harsh judges up there. We're like, yeah, you're cute, but no one's going to come to Vegas to watch you, because that's the grand prize.
Correct. Now, the other thing, I don't know if you know this, there is a show at Caesar's Palace called Absinthe. Now, it is not one you take your kids to, and nor are there child performers in this show.
Okay.
It's kind of a naughty show, but a little bit of burlesque, a little bit of the stuff, but they get, like, it doesn't matter if it's America's Got Talent or England's Got Talent or Czechoslovakia's Got Talent.
Yeah.
They're grabbing acts from the Whatever's Got Talent productions.
Right.
And, oh, you didn't win? This is the type of show we have. Would you like to perform here? Yes, because Vegas is kind of the big show for a lot of, so for years, last time I went to Vegas was actually a couple of weeks ago, but even before that was 7 years ago when I saw the show. There was this roller skating couple, and one of their big tricks was, he was swinging her around, and then she grabbed onto his very large beard, and then would grab that and then twirl as he was spinning her around at a high rate.
I think you could do that.
Not with what I got now, but
no, not. I think you, Greg, could do that. I think you can do that with your beard's actually really strong. I've yanked my beard and it doesn't move.
Well, and that was just
one of the things.
Yes,
yeah.
And then you find out like that entire show was made up of whoever's got talent, that those talent agents are just going out and grabbing, the people that were either they won in their country and they haven't been heard of in the United States, or they were just a really good act that got eliminated, but they're good enough for this show in Vegas.
So why is that not a show for like kids to watch?
Oh, Absinthe?
Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
It is, yes.
So they bring out the rolling skating couple on that show.
In between, well, one, everybody is very scantily clad, if not full on nude.
Even the roller skating couple?
He was not nude. She had some kind of barely there things covering particular bits.
Okay. Was that always, I don't know if you would know this or not, but was that always part of her act, or did she change her clothes for that? I guess what I'm saying to you is I at first when you said Absence, I understood it was more of an adult show.
Correct.
But then when you're telling me they're pulling people from the World's Got Talent audience
international
into the show, I'm thinking you get like that pole dancing thing we always talk about from those Circus Olay, and then you get good ship lollipop singers, and that's why I was like,
they're not pulling the good ship lollipop singers.
Okay,
they're hand selecting.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's like
a little bit
you
more.
Throw knives, cool. Can she wear a bikini? Cool, go.
Yep.
Okay.
Like I guess some of the people I were with, they went and saw it last week, and they had one pole dancer, but the pole was suspended from the ceiling. So rather than the base being on the floor, it was suspended from the ceiling, and she was 30 feet in the air. Where if she fell, she's gonna
ouch, really
get hurt, possibly die. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
just
like comments.
No, just Marshall just said I'm thinking of the right people where they may have been brother and sister, the roller skating couple.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They may have been brother and sister, because that did happen. But then they had two women that were not related to each other, doing a trapeze act that was lurid. Fun to watch, but they were amazingly talented.
All right. Sounds good. I say we end there, man.
Yeah. Sure.
So let me get your prediction, Greg. What do you think? How many more wins you got your Packers at?
You know what? I haven't even looked at the rest of the schedule. Let's take a look. Like, I'm not confident in anything right now. They got the Cowboys.
Oh, that's a loss.
Yep. Yeah, I think
that's next.
I think that's next.
And, is that Thanksgiving? No. We're not even at Thanksgiving yet. No.
That's the thing. I haven't seen a bye week. Like, when did the Packers have a bye week?
They might have already done it. I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, we got the Cowboys coming up. Then the Titans. They should beat the Titans.
Titans beating Kansas City right now, I think. I don't know if that's changed since we've when I turned on. I'm sure Patrick Mahomes brought him back and won the game. Shit. No, it is 17-9, fourth quarter. Tennessee's leading. Tennessee's tough. They're tough.
Yeah, so I'm not confident about that one.
No.
They got the Eagles. Fuck no. They ain't beating the Eagles. Not a chance. They've got the Bears on December 4th.
Which might at that time, that might be a real interesting game. There might be a chance you're wearing the Bears hat.
There could be.
Yes. Yes.
In fact, I'm going to say almost likely.
Come on, Marshall. We need that one, man.
Yep. They got the Rams on the 19th.
You might win that one.
maybe that one. The Dolphins on the 25th, Christmas Day with the Dolphins.
I'm not sure. I'm not
I'm
sure
really,
what you're getting in December.
I don't think they can beat if the Dolphins keep up their level of play and we
Yes.
keep our level of play.
Is
we're
it
not winning
at
that
Green
game.
Bay?
I don't know.
If it's at Green Bay, that might save your ass.
Nope, it's in Miami.
Oh, okay. That's going to be different.
Nope. We got the Vikings. I don't think we can get past the Vikings again. And then we got the Lions again, which I think is still going to be
I think you'll beat the Lions this time.
I think it'll be a good game.
It's going to be the Lions at Lambeau. You'll be fine.
I mean, at one point today in the Packers game, it was Favre threw an interception. Oh no. Yeah, it was Favre threw an interception. And then right away, the Lions threw an interception. Next play.
You said Favre.
I'm sorry. Rodgers.
Okay.
Rodgers threw an interception, and then
they threw an interception.
And then threw So it was a low scoring, but kind of weird, quirky game to watch.
Okay.
And I know you don't watch entire football games anymore with your whole.
No, I watch the Bears, and then the rest of the time I do not. So I'll watch the entirety of the Bears, but then I
do. Okay. I had that question when you showed me that. I'm like, does that mean he doesn't watch like a back-to-back game anymore? But yeah, so really for the Packers schedule,
that's two wins we counted, right?
Yeah. Two and two that are 2 or 3 that are questionable.
Yeah.
Like don't know where it's going to go.
Could you get a higher draft pick than us? Oh my God.
I mean,
who would have thought that?
Because here's the thing, looking at the rest of the schedule, they could lose here on out.
They really could. You're right.
They really could. The way
they're playing, so could we.
the way they're playing and the injuries, the way that they're headed.
Yeah.
I mean, hell man, we got 8 games left, and we're talking about none of them are for sure wins.
Ooh, yeah.
That's rough. Like,
that is rough.
The last time the Packers have been in this kind of situation is when Rodgers was injured.
Yep. It might get rougher, Greg, because Minnesota does not look like they're losing.
No.
Yes.
And you know what? It's their time. I understand. Yep. I'm not mad at it. It's just, again, the sticker shock here is that the Packers haven't been in this kind of situation for over 20 years. 30
years.
So
I sent you that stat where Cowherd said that stat. He said out of 30 years, 26 times, I think you went to the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys are used to
30 years.
Yes. So you guys are used to a lot of success there.
We even, you hit me with that on Thursday night when we were doing our little pre-talk before our D&D session.
Yes.
Where I'm like, you know what? It's going to be make it to the playoffs and we're done. And like, you were like, you think you can make it to the playoffs? And it's because I hadn't really looked ahead.
Yeah.
To see, I'm like, well, yeah, we'll make the ooh.
Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. Yeah. But you're not out of it though, mathematically.
Not mathematically, we're not, but
anything can happen. Like what I'm saying is like you could go into a rut where like you guys keep running against people that are injured, and because of that, you keep stay in the game and shit happens.
Clay saying Rodgers is going to go scorched earth and just win the game by himself from here on out. Just him running the ball.
Oh, Clay, he can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he can. He's got to try. I think he can't.
If he can't do it against Detroit, he can't do it.
No. He's going to try and get hurt, I think, and then he's going to retire at the end of the year.
You think he retires?
Oh, I think so. I think him and Brady, I think, are done. Like
Brady should be done.
Yeah,
but do you think Brady should have been done last year? Do you think you really think he's done? Because you can't trade him. No one's going to pay him that amount. No one's going to pay him that amount unless you're a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm
trying to think who's a quarterback.
I'm trying to think of who they could get or what would happen. I think he's done at the end of the year. Or if he's not done and he comes into next season with the same type of preparation and attitude that he did this season, it's going to be a worse season. Like I think he'll go out on an injury. Like, something bad will happen. I mean, he keeps complaining about his thumb right now, but what I saw today, like he threw a pass and then he wasn't holding his thumb after the pass. He wasn't worried about it, whatever. A teammate helped him up. So then he helped him up.
Use his thumb?
Yeah, using his right hand.
Yeah.
Helped him up and then looked around to the sideline and went, and I'm like,
are you starting to fake? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm not watching them.
These are clips that might come up tomorrow. And, you know, I know you
again, this gives me so much joy, but not at you, not at you. It's really not at you. It's all the Packer fans that just annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You know, you and I know a fan of a certain team that I've never cared one way or the other about that team. But now that I know him and the way he handles when they're successful, I just want them to crash and burn every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's a part of me and this is a sports part of me. So I don't really mean this, but if the plane crashed, I wouldn't care.
Ouch.
So anyway.
Yeah. I don't want Rodgers to die. I just want him to go home.
Right. Yeah.
Just go home. Yeah. Go back to California. You know,
have your Hallowacious or what is that called? Halabascus. What's that stuff that drinks? That's that big ayahuasca.
Oh yeah, ayahuasca. Yeah. Go buy some acreage of land, start your pot farm, and retire.
I heard Lil Wayne said trade them.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, Lil Wayne's a diehard Packer.
Oh yeah, he is.
He was always like a big Rodgers supporter.
You just got burned by my mom.
Oh, what'd she say?
Johnny, that's not nice.
Yeah, I know. I told you does she have a sports understanding, like a sports mind, like in terms of like when you're in that moment, you're like, oh, I hope he breaks his leg, but you don't really mean it. You just hope at that moment.
Yes, I mean she can watch football like for what it is and enjoy the game.
Yes.
When it comes to more of the specifics, I think it's
like zone coverage and yes. Okay.
Yeah, she's not getting that deep.
I don't expect a lot of people to understand that, but
I don't think mom can pick out a nickel defense. Like that's not a thing.
Well, that from what I understood, neither could Brett Favre. That's true. He's actually said that in his like stuff. That's not a joke. Actually, it's a good joke. I'm not going to repeat it, but look up nickel defense and Brett Favre. I'm sure that's out there. The story's out there. It's a good one. What's she saying now?
No, this is actually another guy.
I thought she was praying for me or something.
Well, I'm sure she is. I know you're still praying for your cookies too.
Yes.
Says Scott, who he was in the same class as Marshall, so I went to high school with him too. Said he's hated the Packers ever since the Charles Martin cheap shot on McMahon ruined a dynasty in the making.
We were never going to have a dynasty, but I know what you're talking about. That was an incredible cheap shot, and I understand it. I think a lot of people like to tie that to a dynasty, but no, we never had it. we never had it. We had a good run. But that was a tough time.
McMahon was so coked up, he wouldn't have lasted.
The 80s were a tough time, man. There was like the New York Giants were good. The Redskins were good. The 49ers were outstanding. Like we had to get through all of them and we only did it once.
Yeah.
Happens, man. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up, my friends. So,
cool.
Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. Appreciate it. I'm thinking,
like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Yeah, but
love the comments coming in, everybody. Love it.
Yes, that helps. It's fun. The one thing I wanted to say and I forgot about it. Oh well, that sounds like a Johnny thing. All right, so for the Greg, this is Johnny saying, take care, everybody. Have a good week. Podcast out. Goodbye.
Go drink.